topic is interested topic, but the title of the topic is not so much interesting, right? Because every one of us, we had subtle interest somewhere in this topic. But when we read the title, oh, insignificant? I don't think so, right? This is a normal people's understanding. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, the people in ignorance, foolish people, they think that whole world is come up because of sexual desire. And some people think whole world is running because of this sexual desire. People think in general, but Krishna says, Aham kamosmi. Yes. Dharma virudo kamosmi. Let's discuss the significance of sex life first, and then we'll discuss insignificance of sex life. You see, we all have taken birth because of sexual desire. But to be fact to see, we have not taken birth just because of sexual desire. Our body has come up because of sexual desire. But we, the spirit soul, even without the intercourse between male and female, we are existing. There are various processes of intercourse. Only human beings have sambhoga prakriya. But other living beings, fishes, just by exchanging their body, just they rupture their bodies, they touch their bodies and they produce offsprings. If you see, more means peacock. By exchanging their tears, female peacock, Morni, drinks the tears of male peacock. When they were dancing in ecstasy, they get tears in their eyes. So that time, female peacock drinks the tears of the male peacock. That's how they produce children. Even tortoise, pigeons. So there are many living beings without various ways. In various ways, they produce offsprings. But they just produce the body, human body. Yes, they just produce human body. But the soul comes because of karma. Without the body also soul is existing. Without this body also soul is existing. But it is not visible, it's not quite clearly, they cannot perform actions on material platform. Okay. So this body is just a byproduct of sexual intercourse. But this srishti, this creation, happened not by sexual intercourse. Krishna, he expanded himself as a Mahavishnu. From this Mahavishnu, Nabi alone, he was alone. He was not with Lakshmi, he was not with anyone. Mahavishnu's Nabi, lotus flower came up. On the top of the lotus flower, Brahma born. If you see here carefully, there is no intercourse, there is no counterparts, there is no male-female counterparts. It is just Sri Mahavishnu. And from his Nabi, flower came up, lotus stem came up, and on the top of the lotus flower, Brahma came up. So Brahma, he was born without any intercourse, without any counterparts. Yes. So that's how Brahma also created this material world without any intercourse, without any sexual life. So creation happened not because of sexual life. Remember this. Some people argue. We also have taken birth, this body has taken birth because of sexual intercourse, but not the soul. Soul can live, exist without even sexual intercourse. It gets a new body. It gets a new body, that's it. So as some foolish people think sex life is the beginning of the creation, that is completely false. But people in general, materialistic people, non-devotees, foolish rascals, they are living their life just for sexual intercourse. People in general, they are working so hard. Why? To maintain their wife, husband, children's, family. So personally speaking, I don't have any family because I didn't got married. Once we get married, even nowadays without marriage also they produce a family. They have a family. Illegal families. Yes, premarital sex. So point is, once we indulge in sexual life, then only we get a family. Wife, children's, house, TV, maintenance, job, fridge, current bill, electricity bill, water bill, etc., etc. So for the family, sex is one of the cause. But one can live without even family. One can live without even a family. So it means one can live without even sex life. Foolish people, they think sex is a very much needed to the body. But it's not required. In general, we think that without even food, I cannot live. Every day we need 3 times food or 2 times food. Some people, they take once food. But there are many people, I mean, not in general, but yogis, munis, rishis, they don't even take grains, but they live happily. And some people, they think sexual need is a very common need for the body. But no. Even without sexual intercourse, there are many people who are living very happily. They are living very happily. Foolish people say, just like we feel hungry, we take food. Similarly, our body feels appetite for sexual intercourse. People masturbate. They watch porn. They indulge in illicit relationships, etc. But I'm saying even without food, people are living happily. Similarly, without sexual life, people can live happily. But my another second conclusion is, there are people, human life existence can continue even without sexual life. So there are 2 arguments generally people give. One argument is, this whole creation happened because of sexual desire. No, it's not so. It is not so. We get only body for this, but because of sexual desire. But soul can live without existence of body. Soul continues living. If you see another example, Brahmaji, he has taken birth without any sexual intercourse. Another argument people give is, world is running because of sexual desire. Of course, that's true in terms of foolish rascals, animalistic people. But there are many people who are living their life happily without any sexual intercourse, without any family, without any burden. You may say they are not responsible people. Some people may say, no, if you don't get married, if you don't indulge in sexual life, how you will live Purnatva? How you will get completeness of human being? Some people comment like this. They are not responsible people, people say. But don't know. There are many people who are quite responsible citizens. They are contributing their self to the society even without getting married. If you see, Abdul Kalam did, now Narendra Modi, there are many people, even without sexual intercourse, even without family life, they are contributing to society at large so much. Yes. So, but when we get into sexual life, when we get into family life, then we have a lot of baggage, luggage to be carried. Array, to maintain alone, to have a controlled mind individually is more difficult. How you will able to control, manage other mindset, wives, children's, etc., etc. It is a difficult task. Yes. So the first conclusion is creation is not just because of some sexual desire, and continuation of creation is not just because of sexual desire. Even without sex, without marriage, without its counterparts, it can be created, it can be continued, maintained this creation. People also can take birth. Yes, they can take birth even without intercourse. Soul can take birth, body, even without having any sexual intercourse. Yes. This may sound illogical, but it's true. It can happen. But maintenance also, similarly, maintenance also, human being can live, continue his life even without sexual desire and sexual thought, sexual marriage, family life. Third point here carefully, family means sexual life. Family means sexual life. People may have a family plan. They may have a family plan, they may use some contraceptives, but still, family means sexual life. And remember, marriage, vivaha, is a license for fulfilling this sexual desire. It is a license. It is not just a, okay, you can do anything and everything. No. It is a license that one can indulge in sexual life. If you want to drive a bike, car, etc., we must have a license. So without license, we cannot drive. Similarly, to indulge in sexual intercourse, one should have a license called marriage, vivaha samskar. Then only it is possible. Otherwise, premarital sex, living in relationships, it is completely not good for health, not good for family life, not good for personal character. Yes. There are many people who have this strong desire for the sexual thought, and they do lot of masturbate, lot of illicit habits, bad habits, watching porn. After getting married, it's a known fact, everybody knows this. After getting into married life, it is very difficult to produce children because their sperm count will decrease. They will not have children. If at all they will have children, they will have a very abnormal children. It is a known fact. Doctors also suggest this. Yes, too much getting indulged in these bad habits is dangerous for health, at the same time for family life. Okay, coming back to the point, in the material world, sex has some significance. It has some significance in the material life, but that is not altogether everything. No, it is just a part of life. It is not completely the life. Animals, they live their life just for this desire. If you see pigeons, they are continuously indulging in sex life. But human beings are not supposed to do so. It has some significance, but very little significance. That's why the title is Insignificant Sexual Life, Sex Life. Unfortunately, nowadays, even after getting married, even after having a children's, they continue watching porn, doing masturbate. But the point is, one should have a control over this sexual desire. We as a human beings, we should have a control over this sexual desire. It is just some part of the life. It is not the complete life. So, one must understand this. how to control, how to have a control over this sexual desire. I'm giving some nice technique, try to understand and implement in your life. So in our body, tongue, stomach and genitals, these are in straight line. When we have a control over our tongue, then we will have a control over our stomach, belly. When we have a control over our stomach and tongue, then we can have a control over our genitals. Then we can conquer, then we can have a control over sexual desires. I repeat this once again, hear carefully. This Rupa Goswami says in Bhagavad Sri Nectar of Devotion, Nectar of Instructions, he gives this instruction. He says, tongue, stomach and genitals are in three in one line. If we can control the tongue, then we can able to control the stomach. If we can control the stomach, then we can control over the genitals, which means control over the sexual desire thoughts. So how to control the tongue first? Out of all the five senses, tongue is the most difficult sense to control. There are two ways we can control this tongue. One is by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra regular basis with this tongue. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And second one is by taking only and only Krishna Prasadam, food which is offered to Krishna. By taking that Krishna Prasadam, we can control over this tongue. When we have a control over this tongue, then we can have a control over stomach. It is said stomach is a cause of all the diseases. So we should maintain some balance in the stomach. Then we can have a control over our genitals. So that's how we can control our sexual desire. Because it is insignificant, we are not animals, we are not birds to live completely our life for this desire. No. We have a higher purpose to be fulfilled, responsibilities to be fulfilled. So we should have a control over this sexual desire because it is insignificant. By controlling our tongue, we can control our stomach and then genitals. So can you display that quote? In the material life, sex life is very insignificant. That's what Prabhupada says in the lecture in Vrindavan. I'm just reading that. Prabhupada is saying in a lecture in Vrindavan, December 12, 1975. He says, in Vaikuntha, there are thousands times of beautiful women and 1,000 times of strong men, but there is no sex desire. In Vaikuntha, in the spiritual world, there is no sex desire. Even though people are so bliss, so beautiful, so handsome. Why there is no sex desire? Because they have a strong desire for Krishna's pleasure. There is so much absorbed. They are so much absorbed in Krishna consciousness that sex life is very insignificant for them in the spiritual world. There is no sex life in Vaikuntha platform, in realm. Yes, that's what Prabhupada says in lecture. There is no sexual desire, there is no sex, literally speaking, in Vaikuntha, because they are not looking for their own satisfaction. They are completely looking for Krishna's satisfaction. They want to serve Krishna. They are completely absorbed in the thought of Krishna. But here in this material world, because we are not completely absorbed in Krishna, we have little significance about sex. Otherwise, no. Even in this material world, when we get absorbed in Krishna consciousness, when we speak about Krishna, hear about Krishna, take darshan of Krishna, walk towards Krishna, go to temples of Krishna, when we have this, our life fulfilled with these Krishna conscious activities, then literally speaking, there is no problem with the sex desire. There is completely no sexual desire. That is possible. I will end with one small thought. So, one can get married. Marriage is a license for sexual desire. If somebody want to completely give it up, they can get completely absorbed in Krishna consciousness. Then they can give up completely the sexual desire. Brahmachari life without having any sexual desire, sexual indulge, it is easy to have a controlled mind and composed life, easy life. They can contribute more for society. But once we get into Grihastha life, there also we can contribute, but it's very difficult because we get into family, wife, children's, lot of responsibilities will come up. So the responsibility towards society, towards God, we have less time for it. Okay, towards the end, one last point. So once Srila Prabhupada was constantly praying in Vrindavan, same Vrindavan, to Krishna Balram. Oh, Krishna, please help me to conquer my lust. Please help me to conquer my lust, sexual desire. Prabhupada is praying to Krishna Balram. Tamal Krishna Maharaj is observing. Prabhupada is praying so nicely. Then afterwards, Prabhupada started giving lecture. So Prabhupada says in lecture, I don't have a sexual desire. I conquered the lust, he said. Prabhupada said, I don't have any sexual desire. Then Tamal Krishna Maharaj asked, Prabhupada, how you don't have a sexual desire? How come you don't have sexual thought? Then Prabhupada said, because I'm praying continuously to Krishna and I'm constantly absorbed in the Krishna's service. I don't have a thought for sex. I don't have a thought. I don't have time for this sexual desire. I repeat this line again. Prabhupada said that because I constantly pray to Krishna Balram and because I am constantly absorbed in the service of Krishna Balram, preaching services, that's why I don't have time for this sexual desire. I don't have place for this sexual indulgence. So when we get completely absorbed in Krishna consciousness, then we can conquer this sexual desire thought. Then we can understand it is insignificant sexual life in the material world. In the spiritual world, there is no sexual desire at all. There is no sex life at all. Why? Because they are completely absorbed. Even in this world, as Prabhupada said, if we are completely absorbed in the thought of Krishna, constantly praying to Krishna, then sexual life is insignificant, useless. Hare Krishna. Hope the topic is very clear. Thank you all very much for joining. Anybody has any questions? We can take 1-2 questions maybe. Hare Krishna. Thank you Akash, Baljit, Kotesh, Krishnadas, Pranavi, Prashant, Rajita Mataji, Saidendra Prabhu, Sanjana, Shiva Prasad, Shreya, Gokul, Ruchita. Okay. Hare Krishna. Anybody has any questions, comments, devotees? The topic is important, that's why I took a long time. Anybody has any questions, comments? Okay.